Secret number 1. Pretty sure I'm in love with one of my best friends. Me and this person have been friends for a number of years. We've always just been friends, nothing more. I think at one point, she may have liked me, but that was before I even knew her that well, so I didn't like her at that point. However, after like 4 years of me liking her, I'm pretty sure I'm in love. Never felt this way about any of my past actual girlfriends. Never felt this way about anyone. A couple of years ago I said to myself that I love her. And I did it again today. We haven't spoken in a little while. We kind of went our own ways last year. I've seen her once since last year. For a while there I was kind of resenting her for not talking to me, ignoring me and whatever etc. But she showed up in my dream last night. We were just sitting together watching a film. And now I no longer resent her. I just can't stop thinking about her. Just wanted to vent. Secret number 2. I left a man unconscious in an alley. My life hasn't been going well lately. My marriage is failing. My work that I poured my heart and soul into has been cast aside, and I've lost most of my friends to creative differences. Anyway, my wife didn't want to spend time with me for a long time. She's seeing another guy. She doesn't know that I know, but she's refused marital counseling several times before I found out, and I figure we're on the path for divorce anyways. All this took place a few months ago. One evening I went downtown and got some sushi and steak at my favorite place. I'm feeling empty and figured might as well have a couple drinks and try to loosen up. That probably was a mistake. After I was done, I decided to call an Uber to a movie theater, and some dude with jeans and a hoodie had his arms folded into his hoodie zipper walked over to me. He flashed a gun with his right hand and put his left hand around my shoulder and said, "Hey Billy Bob Joe, how's it been? Let's walk this way really quick. Don't get loud and don't make sudden movements." I'm thinking, well, maybe I shouldn't have worn a suit out. I didn't bother changing after leaving my workplace. He thinks I'm rich, I'm far from it, lots of debt and top ramen in my life, and I'm gonna get mugged. As we walk into the alley, another hoodie dude walks up and says, "Look, man, we're not going to hurt you, just give us your wallet." I took a few seconds to think. I looked into this man's eyes and was thinking, sure, you can have my wallet. A few seconds seemed like an eternity. I started to think about what's really worth anything anymore. My heart was pounding harder than I ever remembered and my lips actually shook as I spoke. "I have nothing for you, please kill me." First hoodie dude lifted the 9mm out and up to my head. "Just hand over your wallet. Even if you have nothing, you got something. Don't make this difficult." The second guy walked up and punched me in the head. "Stupid punk, hold still." I shoved him away, and then the first guy whacked me with the gun from behind and told both me and him to shut the heck up and keep quiet. The second guy was trying to reach into my suit jacket and trying to find my wallet that was in my breast pocket. Adrenaline was kicking hard and I was buzzed out. I heel stomped the first hoodie behind me as hard as I could and shouted for him to just kill me. I must have broken or dislocated his kneecap because he squealed in pain and fell to the ground. The second hoodie ran for the gun and I started punching him as he turned around, and just felt the need to scream over and over, "Just kill me. Just kill me. Just kill me." I hit him so many times and wondered why he didn't pull the trigger. He dropped the gun and ran off. The first guy stopped crying and squealing after a little bit and looked like he was asleep. He must have blacked out or something. I had a better look at him and realized he must have been young 20s. He was only a kid. I took the gun with me and walked out of the alley. An older Asian couple saw me and ran inside the restaurant. I jittered for a bit and wondered if they saw the whole thing. I saw my Uber and got into the car. I guess not much time had actually passed in what had just happened. I went to the theater but skipped the movie and just walked a couple miles home. Gun in my suit the whole time. Bleeding from the back of my head. Total miracle that I didn't run into any cops, thinking back on it. Didn't sleep that night. Wife was out of town and I was alone. Gun was not even loaded, which I guess the second guy didn't know either. I still have that gun. No one else knows about it. I'm still wondering about the first guy. I feel terrible. He needed serious medical attention. I don't think his knee will ever fully recover. I should have called 911. It didn't even register to me that I should get the guy help at the time. I didn't know what was wrong with me. There's nothing I can even do to make it right and it haunts me. Secret number 3. Not his baby. I got married 3 years ago. 2 months after we got married, I had our first baby boy. We were overjoyed and loved each other with all of our hearts. I'm 22 now, and I'm pregnant again. But not with my husband's baby. I went to a club with my friends, and after a few rounds got laid in the back by a stranger. I was feeling sick about a week after, went to the doctor, and found out I was pregnant. My husband and I hadn't had sex that week, so I knew it wasn't his. I made sure to have sex with my husband that night to try to cover for a bit. I told him 2 days later that I was pregnant, but I held out, not saying it isn't his. I'm now 7 months into my pregnancy, carrying a baby girl. I'm not going to tell. But what else am I supposed to do? Secret number 4. I enjoy being alone. I think people are great and all, but I really enjoy doing things by myself. I don't really care if people consider me a loner or a recluse, but it just feels so nice to rely on yourself. I have enough friends in my life to keep me company, but I also know that I like my own company just as much. Secret number 5. Hate myself due to my weight. This is a little cringe, but I am going to post it anyway cause maybe it will help me. This will also be a long post most likely. I'm miserable with the way I look. I'm a super introverted dude, 19 male, just coming out of my first year in college, about to go into my sophomore year. I hate the way I look. I've been super sensitive about my weight for most of my school career, ever since I started being attracted to girls, I guess. It's around that time I realized I needed to compete with other guys for their affection, and yeah. Now for some context, I'm not like obese or anything. The heaviest I've ever been was when I was 16, hovering around 180 to 190 pounds. I joined XC in high school with the intention of losing weight and bettering myself, and I did. I remember vividly one night, when an optional practice was scheduled and I wasn't gonna go, but that same day, I got a letter from school saying I was considered obese based on my BMI, and so I sucked it up and went. I was in for my junior and senior year, and I did lose some weight. Leaving high school, entering college, I was more around 160 pounds. I do look a lot better than I ever did back then, but I still can't accept the way I look. Now that college is over, I've been a complete idiot all summer, not doing anything but video games, and am back around 175, heaviest I've been in a while. Now as far as looks go, I don't look super fat, but it's obvious I'm not extremely skinny either. I've actually got a huge beer belly, that I've been sucking in my whole life that for the life of me I cannot get rid of. My weight insecurities actually really impact my life, mainly the social aspects of it. I can't go out. I'm super introverted and self-conscious, and it stems from my issue with my weight. I'm not clinically diagnosed with social anxiety or anything, but I just get anxious in social settings. I'm even embarrassed to hang out with my friends, all of whom are far more attractive than I am. I haven't told anyone. I can't, it's too embarrassing. I don't know, I'm just scared I'm never gonna change. My biggest change was in high school, and even that didn't fix my issue. Will I ever look in the mirror and feel happy? Or at least content? If I wasn't so paranoid about being judged for being fat, I would be more confident, happier, just feel better in general. I also like binge eating, and I have made myself throw up after eating like twice, though that's inconsistent as well. I don't think I have a mental illness or anything, and I'm not gonna use that as an excuse. Basically, I just want to know if anyone else has been through this, and if so, how did you fix it? I know some people think loving yourself for who you are is the answer, but straight up I just can't. I hate the way I am and I want nothing more than to change. Anyways, if you bothered to read this, thanks for sticking around. I just had to get this off my chest. Secret number 6. Sometimes I feel like changing my number and never telling none of my friends, just cocoon myself. Life sucks sometimes. Secret number 7. When I was homeless, I used food delivery apps for income and meals. I was homeless for about a year and only had my car. I'd deliver food for multiple companies, and it was barely enough to pay my bills. I had. Food was a once-a-day luxury most of the time, but every once in a while if someone took too long to buzz me into their apartment complex, or didn't come to the door, I'd keep it and mark delivered. This was pre-COVID, so orders had to be handed directly to the customer. One time a customer put the wrong zip code, and instead of driving to the next town I kept it. They got multiple pizzas and sandwiches, and it was enough food to last me almost 3 days. I knew someone had to pay for it eventually, but my hunger and frustration with my living conditions got the best of me. It's the only time I ever stole something. I still deliver food, but it always makes it to the customer now. Secret number 8. I intentionally left behind a friend on the last day of school, and went off with the cool kids. This was over 20 years ago, but it keeps playing on my mind. It was the last day of school, and usually we'd go off into town and mess about. On this day, some of the cooler kids convinced me that I should go with them and leave behind my best friend, who I had arranged to go with. I don't know how they convinced me, but all I remember is sneaking out with them, and running across the playground so my friend wouldn't follow us. Later we were in McDonald's, and I was ordering a meal and turned around. It was my friend, in tears. He had left school on his own and saw me and all these other people in McDonald's. The tears were those big, heavy tears that you can almost hear thud onto the ground. I'll never forgive myself. I'm so sorry, Rob. Confession number 9. I think I may be leaving my wife soon. It's not that I really want to, but I don't think our relationship is healthy anymore. We had a fight Monday and we literally have not spoken since. I messes up 3 years ago and got a DWI, and since then I feel, hell, I know she has not forgiven me nor respected me. I understand that and I don't blame her. But being in a relationship with that lack of respect is not healthy. We sleep in different rooms, we have no intimacy, we have nothing binding us together except for our son. I have been looking for apartments all week. I don't know what to think anymore. Emotionally I'm a wreck, but I'm hiding it for our son. I'm a child of a broken marriage and I just don't want to put my kid through that hell. This sucks.